Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to another capsule series selection. Today, I want to talk about a fragrance, kind of a genre. It's a sub-genre of citrus fragrances that come out every year about this time, where it starts to get a little bit humid, a little bit hot and heat and steamy in my local area. And these are fragrances that I love to pull out to convey a certain message of sensuality and sexuality while still being a bit fresh and zesty, a bit lively in the effect that I want to give off. There are fragrances that can be office friendly. There are fragrances that can be date friendly. So even fragrances that can be a little bit of a nightcap friendly if you wear them properly. So if this sounds like the type of content you think that you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the Dry Down, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuance of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. We're going to talk about a sub-genre of citrus fragrances that I very truly enjoy wearing in the summer heat in all facets, but mostly in situations where I know I'm going to be around a loved one, where I want to get a sensual, alluring effect to the citruses that I'm wearing. This is a subcategory that is smooth, velvety smooth, very citrus and creamy. And they come off with that effect because of sometimes having a mid of white florals and or creamy woods. And the first one in this collection that I want to talk about in my 8 fragrances that I have is John Varvatos Artisan. Artisan is one of those fragrances that's really been a wonderful smelling fragrance that is just encapsulating of everything in this category. It's very citric, very creamy, very smooth. And for me, the citrus accords from this one come from the white florals in the mid, which are a great orange blossom and Indian jasmine. It opens up with that very good tangelo, mandarin, and clementine citrus accord in this one. Very professional, very polished fragrance, very posh in some situations. Clean, smooth, it has a nice little lavender accord to it, but it's not aromatic. It's just really uplifting citruses with a real creamy, smooth mid that goes to the base of that Georgie wood that I like to talk about sometimes, along with a few other off the beaten path synthetic accords. And that's why this one, I thought that it would always perform greater than it has because of the synthetics that are in it, but it very much so becomes an ethereal fragrance after 2 or 3 hours, so you have to apply. But as a scent, this John Varvatos Artisan is one good fragrance for creamy citrus allure and sensuality in the summertime. First on the list. Next up, guys, I'm going to talk to you about Decas. Now, this is the third time, and I think in a month or so, that I've just brought up the fragrance Decas. This is a really cool bottle. I'll show you guys this bottle real quick. It has these crests on it, along with the Xerjoff ribbons on the side of it. Very nicely done bottle. I really much so like what they did with this one outside as a descriptor for the 1861 collection to really give it its ornate look for a 10-year decade anniversary. But for the scent here, this is one that is really tangy, fresh, soft, floral, and joyful to wear. It's very, very alluring, and you get it. I've come to find that this is a really great compliment magnet when it comes to wearing fragrances in the summertime with a creamy facet to it, slightly floral and spicy. The one thing about this one is that I love tobacco as an essence. I'm a smoker of tobacco, and in my cigar content, you know that. So when I smell a tobacco fragrance that has a different effect or facet to it, I really think I enjoy and gravitate toward those. And when I picked this up last summer in the late summertime, and I wore it a few times, but I really wanted to see how it shined going through the spring weather and into the summer, and how it's getting. The compliments that it's gotten are very much so welcome, and they are explicit. They are not explicit, but implicit in saying that this fragrance is one that's very enjoyable for office wear and dinner dates alike. So for me, this is a fragrance that is based around a good creamy benzoin and a Papanax and myrrh accord in the mid. Also, a little bit of a balsamic touch and bourbon vanilla in the base of this, but the opening is that mandarin and tuberose that gives us a fresh take on the citrus fragrance. It's very sunny, joyful scent, like I said, but it can be alluring and sensual at the same time. A very good compliment magnet. That is Decas by the House of Xerjoff. Fellas, so next up on the list of creamy, smooth fragrances for the summertime with a nicely done citrus touch This is the fragrance Petite Matin, and for me, this is one of the highest performing citrus fragrances that has that facet of creaminess to it. It's a mid of musk, provincial lavender, hawthorn, and ambroxan in the base, which really gives this an effect of very, very smooth creaminess in it. I enjoy this one a lot, man. This is one I think is a phenomenal fragrance that gets more play for gentlemen than it does for women. I know it's a unisex fragrance, and what I'm saying in this moment is that I've smelled this on a woman and it smells phenomenal. And then when I put it on my skin, it smells slightly woodier with a more creamy facet to it. And that's what I've been asked what it is, and what I get from this is exactly that. That's when I start getting comments and compliments on this particular scent, when the woody facets come up off of it. So it opens up with a nice creamy citrus, Calabrian lemon, and orange blossom, which is that white floral accord that I touched on that makes it a little bit creamy. Then it goes to that ambroxan and musk with that hawthorn, and this thing called Listia Cubeba, which is a scent that has a lemony profile to it, slightly sweet and musky, and that makes this one of the best Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrances that come off great for summer heat with a little bit of mysteriousness to it because of that floral component and the creaminess in it. So that is Petite Matin, Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Great scent. So ladies and gentlemen, next what I have up in the list is a perennial favorite in this category, one that really defines this category if you ask me, and this is Allure Edition Blanche Eau de Parfum concentration, and this is a phenomenal citrus based fragrance, the one that I'm going to put on the blotter to get a very, the way that they compose this is the Jacques Pose fragrance, who is the in-house fragrance perfumer for Chanel. Phenomenal job when it comes to making this particular formula. This is one that is very citrus, fresh, and creamy. It has a opening that is very lively and vibrant from pink pepper and black pepper. Then it goes to the mid of New Caledonian sandalwood, lemon, bergamot, and a smooth suede that transitions to a Pandora's box of just sweet, resinous creaminess of bourbon vanilla, cedarwood, ginger, white musk, tonka bean. Very phenomenal fragrance for this type of category, not only just for a summer scent, but for this category, this is a head turner fragrance. Always a compliment getter, always one that's welcome around, always one that lifts moods around you, and it is a concentration of Parfum, Eau de Parfum EDP, so it lasts on the skin. And for this one, it's a projection and sillage beast. Once again, this is Chanel's Edition Blanche. Perfect fragrance for this category. Perfect. Sweet, musky, sensual, dynamic fragrance. Next up, guys, I got an Oswald exclusive for you. This is Moringa by the House of Parfum Aroma. This is a fragrance that, when I got it in, man, it was like the hit for my collection. It really was. I got this in, and you see how much this 100 ml has been gone through, and how much of a beast this fragrance is. It really surprised me how much I pulled for it, enjoyed it. This is a very creamy, sweet, fruity fragrance that revolves around a perfect orange blossom accord, one that I really much so put into the defining orange blossom with a sweet vanilla and tonka bean with a nice heart of jasmine. This particular scent is, like I said, an Oswald exclusive Moringa. This one came out, I remember Brooklyn Fragrance Lover was in store when he was talking to one of the essays, and they both fell head over heels on this when they smelled it for the first time together. It's a 2015 release, and that's when I actually picked it up, and it's a perfect fragrance for this particular category. Like I said, sweet, floral, creamy, fruity, has that orange blossom that gives off the citrus tonality. The tonka is much more prevalent than anything else in this one. The vanilla is very smooth, slightly spicy, and the jasmine is really very velvety across this particular scent. Like I said, this is a great scent. It goes into the actual Edition Blanche realm, but it's a lot more sweeter. And I'd say this one is much more unisex than anything else on this particular list. It goes, because of the sweetness, in my opinion, it goes directly down the line. Anyone can wear this particular scent. You have to be comfortable in wearing it as well because of that sweetness. It does dry down throughout the fragrance and then gives you a nice sweet jasmine orange blossom with a vanilla kick to it. But overall, as far as a scent profile goes, it fits this category perfectly, and it is a head turner. Just be prepared for the loudness of it when you wear it and the head turning and compliments that you're going to get when you are in the presence of people. This is a great fragrance. Once again, Moringa, Oswald exclusive by the House of Parfum Aroma. Next up on this list, there, guys, one I'm just head over heels for. This is Contralto for the House of Suspiro. Now, this is the second time in as many weeks that I put this one on the list as well. This one here is just phenomenal to me. It's one of my favorite wearing fragrances right now. Very citrusy, very vibrant and velvety, just like the rest of these. But this has a very nuanced take on the velvety creaminess to it. It has a chestnut accord along with a little bit of juniper in the mid. So it comes off like fragrances like Bal d'Afrique, Grey Vetiver. It comes off like fragrances like Vetiver Vital and Hanuman, which is a fragrance from Bodicea de Victoria. So it has these, all these fragrances have a similar profile to them, but each one has a bit of a more elevated use of better ingredients to it. And this one here, after sampling all of those, having some in decant form and then taking those into my collection as well, I've taken this one as the one I'm going to wear, especially this summer of 2024, because it smells so much better than the rest at this particular moment. It has this particular nuance in the mid, like I said, of chestnut that the others don't, and I'm picking up on that nuttiness, the sweet warminess of that nuttiness, along with one of my favorite wood accords, which is the guaiac. Once again, this is orange blossom, a little bit of pink pepper in the opening. The chestnut comes up with that guaiac wood. The cashmeran is the calling card of the base with a little Peru, balsam, and vanilla. A perfect creamy, tangy sweetness to this one that makes it very vibrant, almost like a lush feel to it, which gives me the wearability when I want to wear this in the evening, summer evenings, because it wears with a great projection and sillage, but it also has a light etherealness to it. And this is wonderful right now for what I want to pull off. So this is Contralto by the House of Suspiro. Next up, let's talk about Vixere, House of Electimuss. House of Electimuss, like I said in my last video, introducing Spice Diarno, which could very well go on this particular list as well. So you could put that in this category as well. Spice Diarno that I just picked up. I want to give it a little bit more wearing. I've worn it for a week now, but as a category of fragrances, that one has a lot of citruses, spices, and a very beautiful wood accord with vanilla to it. So that's one I'm very much so in tune with it and wearing it lately. But for the sake of this list, the creaminess, the more citrus facets to that collection is Vixere. And Vixere is one of the very best, in my opinion, summer citrus sandalwood fragrances that just is phenomenal. It comes on with a very almost like one of the most full character fragrances that I've smelled in a long time, because the way it transitions and evolves, this goes from a citrus fragrance that stays on top of it and then goes across this very floral mid. And it's not floral as in feminine floral, it's florals as in uplifting, vibrant, almost indolic florals to the heart of this, but they take some of the edge off the indolic animalic feel of it and getting lifted with the sandalwood and sweetness of the creamy facets of amber and vanilla and tonka bean. Vixere is a phenomenal scent, man. I very much so enjoy wearing this fragrance at all times. I wouldn't say it's a 4-season scent because of how uplifting it is. I think in the spring, summer, and early fall, this is a great and phenomenal fragrance to wear. But as something that really puts forth a character of opulence, security, and sexiness and sex appeal, this is one that really takes the chord. The sparkle of this one and the sparkle of the accords in this one is really what caused me to wear this one in particularly midday type of scenarios, because of the woody components come up throughout the wearing, which is about, I'd say about 3 to 4 p.m. you spray this on, it's going to be coming about a woody citrus, slightly floral fragrance at around 7 o'clock, and that's when it becomes the hit maker and compliment that it can become. Once again, Vixere by the House of Electimuss. Last but not least on this list, this here is my baby. This is a fragrance that no one talks about, and I'm glad that I have this unique fragrance in my collection. I'm a Xerjoff fan, as you guys know. I didn't get a full spray there, but it did spray the blotter. This here is crazy good. This is the Stone Collection 1717 Symphonium. What can I say about this one, man? The notes on this one are a fresh opening of Italian orange and Spanish Mandarin orange. So it's this very well groomed orange fragrance that has the mid of Belgian chocolate and a sweet cardamom spice, over a base of bourbon vanilla, white musk, and the importance of this particular scent is the oud accords in this one. It has Lausch and Thai oud. So this one, if you're a gentleman out there who wants a creamy, slightly gourmandish, very slightly gourmandish, nothing leaning toward the foodie take on it, but you get the Belgian chocolate in this one. No one around you will assume it's Belgian chocolate. It'll come off a sweetness, a sweet warming effect to it, but the orange in this one, along with that white musk, vanilla, and oud, is phenomenal. This is just, this is a calling card for me for evening. This is a date night fragrance that will kill any summer evening. Like I said, man, this here for me is the calling card of this list, along with many others. But when I say calling card, I mean this is the one that fulfills every component to me and to my character and personality. Symphonium is a phenomenal scent. I suggest you guys get a nice sample of this one. Like I said, it's orange, an uplifting, very vibrant orange that has this citrus tonality over the fragrance. The Belgian chocolate smells just like authentic chocolate, but nothing feminine, playful, edible really, but it's really, you get Belgian chocolate with a nice spiced cardamom, and then the base comes up, and man, that white musk with that bourbon vanilla and those two ouds, the ouds being Thai and Lausch, and it has a slight aromatic feel to it, a very robust woody feel to it, and that's one of the best smelling creamy, citrus, smooth and velvety fragrances in my collection, I would say on the market, from what I've smelled in my personal exploration of fragrances. Once again, Symphonium by the house of Xerjoff, perfect for this list and the end cap to this list. Ladies, gentlemen, that is my list for you guys today. I hope as always you guys enjoyed this particular content. If you found something entertaining and or educational from this, all I ask that you ever do is hit the like button, subscribe, and if someone in your family or friend circle loves to talk about fragrances, cigars, and wines, send them over this list and let them know that this is the best of creamy citrus fragrances on the market, in my honest opinion. And if you enjoy this, tap in below and let me know what you guys think about the list, and or if you have anything to add to this one. There is one fragrance that I wanted to put on this list, but I have my bottle put away, and that is Ideal or Ideal Homme Cologne by the House of Guerlain. That's a great fragrance to have to this list, but I couldn't get to it, so I will add that in as the 9th fragrance on this particular list to let you guys know that is one that shines heavily in this category. So once again, until next time, until next video, peace.